Coming up, groundbreaking today just north of Fargo for the historic $3.2 billion flood diversion project. An area school district makes a major change in policy for use of phones in the classroom. And the Fargo Police Department is receiving extra support in the fight against sex trafficking. Hello and welcome to the Nightly Review. I'm Tom Tucker. We begin with a look at tonight's headlines, then a one-on-one conversation with the Republican challenger running for governor of the state of Minnesota. Scott Jensen will comment on the fundraising battle and other issues in his race with Democrat incumbent Tim Walz, who continues to enjoy a slight lead in most polls. But first tonight, groundbreaking happened today in Augustville for what is expected to be the most ambitious infrastructure project ever in the region. Governor Doug Burgum and Senators John Hoeven and Amy Klobuchar were among the elected officials who gathered just north of Fargo to break ground for the new stormwater diversion channel and the infrastructure portion of the FM area diversion project. The work is expected to be complete by the year 2027 at a cost of roughly $3.2 billion. Officials involved with the project say the diversion will protect more than 235,000 people living in the region, along with their homes and businesses, from catastrophic flooding from the Red River. An official at the Fargo Police Department says officers continue to crack down on speeding and street racing. We're told more than 730 traffic stops were made in June, with more than 360 citations issued. The department also partnered with an air crew from the North Dakota Highway Patrol to target street racers and issued nearly 25 citations for street racing. The Fargo Police Department is also receiving additional support in targeting sex trafficking and exploitation. The department received a recent donation of more than $30,000 from a California-based nonprofit for efforts to move against traffickers. Operation Underground Railroad is paying for training for 5 employees and is providing the police department with a 1-year license for a software program to be used in examining cell phone data. The West Fargo Public School District is adopting a ban on phone use by students during classroom instruction beginning this fall. Administrators say the policy is intended to support student academic success, remove a major distraction, and promote face-to-face collaboration and connection. Students will be allowed to use phones during non-instructional times. Parents and guardians are being asked to contact the school office if they need to get in touch with a student during school hours. The Minnesota State Patrol says there were no serious injuries or deadly crashes in the Detroit Lakes area during We Fest last weekend, but troopers made more than 1,350 traffic stops. 8 people were arrested for DWI, 8 minors were caught consuming alcohol, 5 felony drug arrests were made, and 6 people were arrested on warrants. We're told 4 drivers were clocked traveling at more than 100 miles an hour. Well, today begins the distribution of thousands of free backpacks and school supplies to children in need, courtesy of the United Way of Cass and Clay counties.
For the last 3 years, we have packed 6,000 backpacks, and that number really came to be in partnership with working with the local school districts and stretching out into the rural districts as well. So we're confident that we'll be able to help any family that needs a backpack this year.
Director of Community Engagement with the United Way, Tiffany McShane, told WDAY's The Coffee Club more than 6,000 backpacks have been collected, with more than 600 volunteers filling them with school supplies and handing them out. The distribution lasts through Thursday at the Shields Arena in South Fargo. Good news at the pumps. Gas prices in North Dakota have dipped below $4 a gallon. AAA now says the average price per gallon of regular unleaded is $3.96. That's the lowest average price since May 4th and is down 82 cents a gallon from the record $4.79 set on June 15th. The average overall price countywide in Cass County is at $3.92. Today is Minnesota's primary election day. Most polling opened at 7 o'clock this morning, and stations are set to close at 8 o'clock tonight. We're told voters in line at 8 p.m. will still be allowed to cast their ballots. Residents who haven't registered may bring identification or proof of address to their polling place in order to cast their vote. The man suspected of firing shots inside the Mall of America is still on the loose but is facing felony charges. The Bloomington police chief has identified the alleged shooter as 21-year-old Shamar Lark, who is charged with several felonies, including assault. An alleged accomplice, who is still free, is identified as 23-year-old Rashad May. 3 others have already been arrested in connection to the shooting at the mall and no one was injured. A second deadly crash is reported at the Sturgis Motorcycle Rally. The crash happened Sunday afternoon, 2 miles west of Somerset when a motorcyclist traveling on I-90 swerved to miss a vehicle but hit it instead. The motorcyclist was ejected and a second motorcyclist hit the first motorcycle lying on the roadway. The driver of that second motorcycle was pronounced dead at the scene. On a lighter note tonight, we aim to make the Nightly Review the fastest and easiest way for you to stay informed when it comes to the important news and events happening in the FM Metro and the surrounding region. If you find that to be the case, please support our efforts by subscribing and hitting the bell button below. We appreciate your support. Well, time now for the latest on what's happening weather-wise. Meteorologist Justin Storm has a look at the forecast from the Skywatch Weather Center.
Thanks, Tom. As we head throughout the rest of this evening, we'll continue to see mostly clear conditions across the area. Temperatures will be sliding into the 70s with wind turning out of the north around 5 to 15, and we'll cool things down all the way to around 59 tonight. Sky is mostly clear with light wind out of the north, and we'll hang on to a light subtle breeze for your Wednesday. A very pleasant afternoon. It will be partly cloudy, but temperatures near 80 with low humidity. We'll see the clouds rolling in for Thursday. That'll come with a slight chance for a couple isolated showers, and temperatures will be a little cooler in the mid and upper 70s.
It could happen to you or someone you love. One moment, one diagnosis can change everything. Thankfully, there's a program that helps caring people uplift families through a crisis. Lend a Hand Up, raising financial help and hope through community benefits and online campaigns. A program that boosts generosity so gifts go further. Lend a Hand Up helps you help your neighbors. Learn more and give at lendahandup.org.
Welcome back to the Nightly Review. In Minnesota, Democratic Governor Tim Walz and Republican challenger Dr. Scott Jensen are expecting easy victories in the primary election tonight to make official their showdown in the November general election. Walz, seeking a second term, is enjoying an advantage over Jensen in fundraising and a slight lead in the polls. The latest poll from the political website 538 has support for Walz at 50% and 48% for Jensen. In a conversation with Dr. Jensen, I asked him his thoughts on the polls and the fundraising.
Our team is incredibly energized, and the lead that we want is not dollars, it's votes on November 8th. And we think that's coming our way. We knew that the Democratic machine would absolutely outfund us. But we've also seen the way they spend their money, and we're not impressed. We think that we can squeeze value out of every dollar donated to us. We have set the record for a Republican gubernatorial candidate for the July campaign finance report. Never before has someone turned in our situation, a $2.25 million being raised. We have over 25,000 unique donors that have fueled our campaign, and a lot of those are good, hardworking farmers. So we're excited about that. And the recent poll confirmed what other polls had shown by KSTP and MinPost, where we're literally within the margin of error. We were impressed with this last poll that we did, that if you look at Governor Walz's favorability ratio at 4%, we're double that. We were impressed with the fact that our name recognition has risen from a little more than 50% to almost 75%. And I think perhaps the most encouraging thing is that we're using the same polling company that Glenn Youngkin used in 2020, and we are far ahead of where Glenn Youngkin was at the same stage of the campaign. I think he was 12 or 14 percentage points down. We were 4 percentage points down. And once we told people that we'd already submitted a plan to stop crime and to fight back against inflation, the numbers flipped, and all of a sudden we were ahead by 1 percentage point.
Jensen also expressed frustration with Governor Walz for backing out of an upcoming debate.
I think Minnesotans are going to be terribly disappointed to learn that Governor Walz has canceled out of the debate with Almanac on August 12th and has been unwilling to debate me at Game Fair at the end of August. It seems like he's trying to mimic the Biden campaign, where you hunker down in the basement and you hope that nobody asks you a hard question. I don't think Minnesotans are interested in that. I think they realize clearly that we've got crises with public safety. We've got crises with our economy, our inflation. groceries are skyrocketing and not available. Gas is $4 to $5 a gallon. Never been this high. 3-4 years ago, it was $1.89. People are sick and tired of this, and they're saying we want student choice because our education system is failing us. Today, Walz comes out and says, I want to give $1 billion more to public education. He's got the biggest budget in the history of Minnesota. He bumped it up by 10%, and he wants to spend another $1 billion in a supplemental spending bill. And he's saying, I'm going to try to get a special session so we can give more money to a failing system. Minnesotans are saying, hey, if you want to do this, you get on that debate stage and you tell us why. And I think that's what's happening.
I'd like to thank Minnesota gubernatorial candidate Dr. Scott Jensen for joining me for tonight's one-on-one conversation, commenting on his race with incumbent Democrat Governor Tim Walz. I've reached out to Governor Walz's campaign requesting an interview with Governor Walz, but have not yet received a response. Well, that will do it for this Tuesday night, August 9th, 2022. I'm Tom Tucker. Thanks for watching the Nightly Review.